refreshing break.
Some of
That was a
you, I
refreshing
guess
break.
that there are a portion of you, I would say like 30% of you, maybe 40% of you listen every week. But there's a larger percentage of you that kind of just like listen after. So for most of you, you just listen to the last episode and you're just continuing on. So you fucking time traveled. But for
there
Mike and I,
people that were writing us,
yes,
wondering where the fuck was the next episode.
Yeah, Mike and I, we told y'all we're taking a break, but we took about 5 weeks off there. And
And now we're back.
truth be told, it wasn't relaxing at all.
No, dude.
The last 5 weeks were so stressful. We take the break because sometime around that time of year, it is impossible to also... We didn't... Yeah, anyway. But,
I mean, we took a break from SDAO, but everything else ramped up. Jared and I were actually in a show together recently.
Yeah, well, we took a break from doing the podcast, but
Right.
we still had all this shit to do with SDAO on the back end. Anyway, you might notice that the sound's a bit different today. That's because we've gone full circle, and we're back where it all began in Mike's apartment.
Yeah, but it's not that we didn't pay the
Because we
rent.
failed.
We didn't pay the rent or anything. That's not it at all. Jack's sick again. And if you hardcore listeners who remember from the Tosca episode, we had to do it in the apartment, and Jack kept coming in. But that problem solved. I've got him comatose in the other room in front of YouTube, and man, the difference between 3 and 5 year olds attention span is ridiculous. When he was 3, he was coming in, right?
Yeah.
He liked watching stuff, but he didn't like it that much. Now he's got Papa Jake. He found this guy named Papa Jake on YouTube. Man, do I hate that guy.
Papa Jake, dude.
Papa
I tell
Jake.
You, these YouTubers, though, man, they know... We'll talk about a theme of the day, which is... Sex. Oh, I thought you were going to go for that note. Mike and I had a New Year's Eve party, by the way. We just chased a bunch of people out of here because we got drunk and played this game where I would try to guess the note. We just look each other in the eye and just try to be like,
Yeah.
Bob! Oh, that's it. Oh, God. I think...
Do it one more time. If we can do it again, this will prove that we are on the...
Okay, wait. You gonna do it again? I can't know if you got high or low. It's like a soccer goal, you know? All right, here we
Here we
go.
go. Ready?
Burp. Okay, well, it was a harmony, though.
Harmony. If you get a fifth like that,
Yeah.
if you get the next most consonant harmony, then
There's a drinking game
I'm
there
fine.
somehow, you know?
There definitely is.
Like singer chicken. Like you look each other in the eye, and it's like if it's the same note, this happens. Like a team game, you know? Anyway, like you draw a card. Anyway, whatever. There's something there.
That's really good.
There's something
that's
there.
really, really good.
What the fuck are we talking about? YouTubers, dude. They know what they're doing. And on Facebook, I keep seeing these videos where it's like just some normal video, like a viral video, and then a YouTuber will have their picture in the corner doing commentary on the video, right?
Right.
And their commentary is always horseshit. It's not like informative or interesting. They're just like, oh, wow, look at that. Whoa, right? And they have millions of views, and it makes me fucking insane. But the thing I've started seeing lately, which I don't know if you've seen this, but you tell me, I think it's kind of cringy, is it's like voice teacher reacts to Christina Aguilera.
Oh, I hate
Have
that
you seen that
shit.
stuff? I know some of you out there listening has probably made that, and sorry.
I'm sorry. I
But-
fucking hate it. No, sorry, not sorry. I don't care. I fucking hate it.
I think it's really cringy. I think it's really cringy, that stuff. Have you seen those before? I saw one, it was like some like... And I think if you're a normal person, maybe it wouldn't frustrate you so bad, but it's like, I know who these people are. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm sorry, but you still don't fucking get it okay, I'm sorry, yes, okay. I'm going to break the equipment doing that shit. All right, Mike, now you know what it's like.
Calm down.
I know, I'm getting amped up with this shit. But you like, if you still think it's a fucking, like Christina Aguilera going out there and singing, you can compare it to you in the comfort of your living room singing when she's like been on tour for 4 months in front of millions of people with all the
That's
pressure
totally
of
true.
it. And like the amount these people work, like what Adele's doing, you just can't compare it to like your cozy shit. And to sit there and make a video critiquing these fucking stars, I don't know, man. It's cringy as shit.
It's not the fucking same kind of singing anyway. I don't get it. I mean, it's like classical voice teachers or something reacting to, man, you're all over the place
I know,
today.
dude. I'm an animal. I'm sorry.
But it's them reacting to a completely different style and like talking about larynx position and everything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, what good would it do if I listen to some of my bluegrass music and they're going, I was born with a hammer in my hand, and I'm like, well, you know, that's really in the nose. You really shouldn't do that because of blah blah blah. Well, fuck you.
That's what I mean. That's
Fuck
what I mean,
you.
man. You just don't fucking get it. And it's like, perfect singing is not usually fucking cool. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like it is cool. It is cool. But when you talk about like human beings and everybody in the world, most people don't relate to that. Most people relate to like, yeah, you know?
Yes, sure.
Like the type of stuff they hear in the bedroom
like,
when they're
I can wear my
backing,
you know,
which is the theme today.
I mean, everybody talks that way now. So
Dude,
it's,
when
it's
I
immediately relatable.
remember when I was studying music business in Seattle, we did a tour of a studio, like this studio. I can't remember what it's called, but it's where they did like a lot of like the Pearl Jam and Nirvana shit. Like the way the music business worked back then is you'd have a small studio make your album, then a big studio would basically buy it out and then like buy out your contract. And these small studios, they didn't plan to like make you big, but they just wanted to like pass you on to someone because the way the music business works is over 6 or 7 years, like they phase you out of the earnings. So you'll start at like 12, then after a couple of years go down to 8, 6, 5 until you're phased out. So there's like low level agents that like they basically are just stepping stones. Anyway, so we were at one of these studios doing that shit, and there was a girl like recording some sort of pop album, and we were just in the booth watching the producer work, watching him produce it. I remember her telling me that he's like, you're just not making enough sex noises. I remember him saying this to her because she was doing like a yeah. He's like, you're scooping, but that's not what we're asking for, you know? Yeah, it has to be like he's like, you got to put some of that in it.
I get it.
It's intentional, man. It's not an accident.
No, I get it. I get it. I totally get it. Some of maybe opera could use some of it sometime. Just a little bit more sex.
Some people can. I was watching Cecilia Bartoli, right, the other day, and like she always puts all kinds of like these like breathy sounds in her singing. And I'm studying Don Giovanni at the moment, and I don't know who the singers are, but like back then, man, like back in like the 60s and 70s, I feel like there was a lot more vocal acting going on with that stuff. Like you were allowed to like, not the whole line, and you had your notes, and you had times where you showed phrase and melody, but you injected a lot more like.
There was a lot of more animalism in the voice, I think.
Well, you could show flashes of the character.
Age.
It was the golden age of like, oh yeah, you know, just one of those.
Speaking of which, today's episode is all about sex.
Okay.
Really good, really good.
All right.
You know, though, it makes me think, like. Imagine if, like, Johnny Sins were to watch...
Who's a porn star for you that don't know?
For you guys who don't know, he's like one of the porn stars. Or like if, Ron Jeremy? If he were to do a video watching, like, amateur porn or something like that and be criticizing their technique and stuff
like
that.
The YouTube thing?
Yeah, I'm talking about, like, him up in like his fat... I don't know if you guys know this guy, Ron Jeremy, but he's this disgusting... He's this disgusting guy now.
He was never hot.
That's true. He was never like classic, but that was in the 70s, dude. You were allowed to do whatever you wanted in the 70s.
Yeah, that was kind of like being fat with like an open shirt and hairy was kind of...
Yeah, the 70s was kind of amazing. I mean, everybody talks about like the progressiveness back then was, it doesn't matter, it's just free love, baby. It doesn't matter what you look like. It's it's free love. It's love. It's fucking free love, you know? Yeah. And Ron Jeremy was this big sweaty beast.
Yeah.
And he got it done. What I'm saying is, it would be like him commenting on somebody else's attempts at sex.
Yeah, kinda. It's like, because he's still talking about sex. That because your comparison is basically if like a professional opera singer commented on like a student, but like an opera singer commenting on a pop singer is somehow related. It's like Ron Jeremy talking to a zoologist about animals fucking. Right?
That's not bad, dude. It's not bad.
That's what it's like. It's like, yes, it's fucking, but it kind of has nothing to do with you. You know, like the mating habits of the East-Western, like Nebraskan swallow or whatever.
East-Western, Nebraskans, East-Western.
I don't know, dude. I knew it was fucked up.
You're at the nexus of the universe.
I'm a bit rusty with this.
This kind of reminds me of a quote. One of my favorite people in the world is this physicist named Richard Feynman, right? And he's quoted in saying, physics is kind of like sex. Sure, it yields practical results, but that's not why we do it.
Yeah.
Right? Which I always thought was a really good quote.
Oh, God. Okay, well, let's get... Did I explain why this sounds weird? We talked about that, right?
Yeah, because we're in the room.
Okay.
Where it... now we're coming full circle on that.
Okay, but we still got the studio and all that, all right? It's you. It will be back there, but we really wanted to get this episode out, and it's been crazy. Mike and I just got done doing this show together, and... What
I
was
can
that,
never.
dude?
I can never.
Mike tries to mime
can
things to
never
me instead
try-
of talking.
Because I don't know whether you want some things on the air, so I try to mime it to you, but you
okay.
get so distracted. You get so distracted that you have to mention it on air then.
Because I don't know what because I don't know what I'm fucking up, dude. I don't know what that
I would
means.
have to do like a
Yeah, do it
old-
again. Do it again. I'll try to figure it out. Okay. Charades. Yeah. Okay.
That would be the other way of doing it. The old timey.
I don't know what that means, dude.
Fucking video camera, you idiot.
Oh, like, do we want to mention the video?
Yes, God damn it. See, now it's on. See, you fucked it up.
God damn it, dude. Okay, yes. Why wouldn't we mention that?
I don't know. I thought you might want to make it a surprise or anything. People, we finally did it.
Yeah, we bought the cameras. It cost a fuck ton of our own goddamn money. All right, but we did it for you. So be fucking grateful, all right? No, but we are going to get those going. I don't want to say how we're going to do it, though. We got big plans, but it's all up in the air at the moment because there's a lot of things that have to happen. But we will be starting our video podcast this season. 100%. That's going to happen.
100%. That's why we bought them.
So I'm thinking around episode 3, you're going to start seeing that. It won't be every episode because for you who don't know, I got to edit this fucking podcast, but then editing video is time consuming, man. It's hard. And Mike and I, we do our best, but it's really hard to meet sometimes, It's fucking crazy right now. Sex, man. Sex and dating. Let's talk about it. So we're gonna jam a bit on sex and dating in the opera world. Then we're gonna bring you some Fach Fiction, some just the tips later. So hang around for that. Well, it's good, baby. It's good. Yeah. Mike and I are nervous as shit that this is gonna glitch because the whole reason we got the studio was like, yes, we wanted better sound, but it's mostly like we want to set up our shit and never touch it.
And never touch it again.
Because touching this shit makes it fucking glitch. And for those of you that don't work with technology, I don't care if you're working with a cheap fucking soundboard like we are or like expensive shit, technology just fucking glitches.
Sometimes.
It just does.
Sometimes.
There was some university where I learned sound mixing in Seattle and they had like $1 million fucking soundboard, like $1 million fucking studio with everything top of the line, and it would just fucking glitch.
Yeah, no, actually the
cameras,
the
like
stage
programs.
manager the other day.
Yeah.
I noticed that there was a headphone jack there, and I thought, oh, maybe I could record myself singing
I wanted
just
to
through
ask
that
how that turned out.
headphone jack. And he's like, yeah, but not right now because if it glitches, then we're fucked.
Yeah, because it just will.
And it's like a new thing. But he
there was
knows
a show
that
a
it
while
can
back
happen.
with the rotating stage, and it's like these are
yeah, that
professional
was a
stuff.
big-
It would
that
just
was a big
glitch. It's just like,
computer glitch.
it's not working.
Yep. We had it during a performance of Kiss Me Kate. The entire stage rotate, like there was this huge stage, and you could see like
Well, the whole show was based on it rotating. The whole show.
Every scene
Because it would
change
rotate
was a rotating
backstage,
thing.
side stage, outside, and it's like, the whole show was based on the goddamn rotating stage.
And at the end, it was like towards the end, there was like maybe 20 more minutes to play or something like that, and it just stopped rotating. And the opera director came out and was like, "Nope, you guys are keep going." And a lot of some of the performers was like, "What, really?" And I was like, "Fuck yes,"
Yeah.
because I love that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Where then you have free range, free license to just improv whatever you
Yeah,
you want.
You just
like
go
I
for
had
it.
I had a line. Normally I say. Because I was one of the what are they called?
Gangsters or whatever.
Gangsters. I was one of the gangsters. And there's a point where he says, "Hey, look, we got to go. Gumpy wants us to take care of a politician, right?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Hey, look, we got to go. Gumpy has a new assignment for us. He wants us to get a new turning stage for the theater."
Yeah.
And they went fucking nuts. It's a stupid fucking thing, but because
Yeah.
it's topical, it fucking
Yeah,
works.
no. People like to.
Why are we talking about this? We were talking about sex.
I'm
dude.
trying, dude, but sometimes I just want to nerd out about opera, man.
I don't even remember how we got here. We were talking about fucking sex. Or we wanted to.
We're talking about technology glitching out. I don't know, man. Today we're going to talk about sex and dating kind of in the opera world, which is crazy. Like, I have to say, I'm 32, right? And sometimes my worldview about people or the world, I don't know if it's me growing up through my 20s into the 30s. I don't know if it's the fact that I've lived in Europe for almost a decade. Like, I don't know what's Germany anymore or what's America. And then, like, people's sexuality, I also don't know if it's, like, just being 32 or if it's the fact that it's the year 2020. You know what I mean? Because I've noticed lately, people in the theater world are super down with cheating, man. Have you noticed that lately?
Yeah, it does kind of seem that way.
Like, it's just like, it's crazy. And it's like they're down. Like, it's not like you're being pressured to do it, but it's just like if people want to get involved in that, it's like, yeah, man, the door is right there. Just go ahead and go in and live there. And not just like singers and stuff, but like orchestra and that whole like theater life. this stuff. And so I don't.
Yeah,
so-
finally the different sections of the theater are mixing.
Yeah, but so the point I'm making is like I don't know if that's theater world. I don't know if that's just like what being in your 30s is like. Is that how people in their 30s are outside of the theater?
I think
or
that
is
might
that
also be a
Europe?
thing.
Or is it the fact that it's 2020? It's like I don't know why I've been noticing that more, but it's like I just see people kind of casually talking about it, doing it, and
If
stuff.
I had to guess, I would
Yeah.
say it's much more of being in your 30s. Look, when you're young,
Okay, yeah,
you think you know shit, right?
sure.
And you don't. You really don't know shit.
The old Dunning-Kruger, baby.
Right, exactly. Dunning fucking Kruger. And like there's always this thing about how sex, like everybody thinks they know about how sex should be, how it's going to be
Yeah, sure.
later in life, and you
Yeah.
find new different things as you get older.
Yeah.
And one of the things that hits you real hard is that, especially if you're in a long-term relationship, is other people don't stop being attractive to you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of people. A lot of people just at some point say, "Well, I mean, if you can keep it simple, then perhaps there can be something made of that."
Yeah, I think also people get to an age where it's like maybe when you're younger, it's like, I don't know, like you haven't had that much sex or something like that. So it's much more of like a taboo thing, or like people don't maybe talk as freely about it. You know, like, I don't know. I remember being like 19, 20 years old, and like if I just brought it up, it'd kind of be like, and, you know, then Jared started talking about sex at the bar. But like now it's like if you bring it up, people are like, yes.
Yeah,
You know, it's like
it's just another topic to talk about.
yeah, it's just kind of like small talk or something like that. But
I gotta say though, it just hit me.
What?
It just hit me right now.
yeah.
Maybe a reason. What I don't know if it's just being older, like you said. I don't know if it's just being older,
Or if it's like
being in the
cultures
theater.
mixing, because like when you work out here, it's like people from all over the world. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know what it is, but I've just noticed like lately, it's like it's just rampant in
Yeah,
the opera world more
well-
than when I was younger, or maybe it's the level I've gotten to in my
you were
singing.
university. Maybe it's not as prevalent in university. I mean, I really could not say one way or the other, but I do know that people become more sexually liberated the older they get normally.
Yeah, but
And-
also but
and
it might be a mixture of all the things. I mean, but it being the year 2020, like I don't know, like it must have something to do with it.
I guess so, but we were just talking about the 70s where everybody was fucking everybody all the time.
Yeah, okay, that's true. That's
Just absolutely going nuts.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the 80s certainly
Yeah, that
did
was
get
even
more
more so.
conservative, it seems.
It's weird how like it goes in waves.
Just say no kind of shit.
Yeah, but it's weird how like sexuality and stuff kind of goes in waves, and it's also how it differs from country to country. You know what I mean?
It's certainly I mean, body, like your body perception is definitely different. That is one thing we can give. Your body perception is definitely different here than it is in America.
Yeah.
They're not scared of boobs. They're not scared of nakedness.
You go to Galeria Kaufhof, which is just like what would
It's
you
like Sears.
like Bon Marché, Sears. Bon Marché doesn't exist anymore. Macy's, right?
Yeah,
God, I
something
just
like
showed
that.
my age there. Macy's.
fucking department store.
Yeah, that's the word. It's a fucking department store. And you go in there and you go to there's like second, third floor. They have calendars and shit, and it's like puppies, titties, Playboy, cars, horses. It's just
Right.
all there. And they're not like up high, they're not in the back. It's just intermixed. Like whoever hangs that shit up is just like, that's where the Playboys go. That's ponies.
Right.
It's like
That's unicorns.
right next to each other, you know? But they're not cool with dicks. No one in the world is cool with dicks, you know?
It's not true. You go to a sauna here, nobody cares about
Well,
seeing a
yeah,
dick.
but man, Game of Thrones, like what was the dick to boob ratio on that show?
That was an American show. You can't judge European dick comfort level with Game
You
of
ever seen a
Thrones.
dick calendar? You ever seen in a tankstelle in a gas station? You ever seen? I see Playboys everywhere, but
Yeah, that has to do with the fact that most of the people driving those the vast majority are men.
of what?
The vast majority are straight men driving those trucks. And who's stopping and buying those things? In
the truck stops. You mean?
Yeah,
I see. Okay.
They're
just
going in and
marketing.
buying a
It's just
titty
sales.
titty mag so that they can go in the back of their truck and enjoy their time.
Yeah.
That's why you see that on the truck stop and not so. I mean, that is honest to God the reason.
Is there a penis calendar out there?
Of course there are.
Yeah. Okay.
Of course there are penis calendars.
We should throw one up in the studio.
Jesus Christ.
What do you got against dicks, Mike?
I have nothing against dicks. I'm in Europe now. There's
All right.
nothing against dicks.
All right.
But you go to a sauna here.
Yeah.
Actually, Bill Burr had one on his podcast talking about first time going in the sauna when he was in Germany
Yeah.
without his shorts on or something like that. And he said, it took getting used to, but of course it's better.
No,
it's
it's
better
true.
being in the sauna
It's true.
without.
I remember going to the gym in the States, and a lot of guys, they would be showering with like shorts on or something. You know what I mean? Or like hiding behind their towels. And then in Germany, it's weird. It's reversed. If you're the guy in the shower with the shorts, everyone's like, "What is that guy hiding?"
Yeah, why?
It's like somehow a reverse thing. But in America,
Because nobody
if you're
gives
like,
a fuck.
yeah, I don't know, it's fucking different. But
Wait, I was about to make a point before, and you fucking hijacked me. Here we go.
all right.
It just hit me that perhaps if it is indeed more prevalent in the opera world, my guess would be it's more prevalent because there are so many late hours spent. The possibility of getting laid midday is way, way, way less than getting laid at the end of the day.
It's a tough. Yeah, and why is that? I've always hated that aspect that I got to be out till 3 a.m. to seal the deal.
Because you got to go do other shit.
But I also think when you get older, that must change. You know, when you're in your 40s and 50s, it must be like, look, it's 4 p.m. I got an early start tomorrow. Like,
no, I'm saying like if you're at the office, and you guys are like, all right, well, let's do this. Let's get down, right? And you find some place, you get down, then you got to go back to work, or go to the grocery store all steamed up with your fuck funk.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, man, like if you take somebody out on a Saturday afternoon for coffee, okay, and it's 3 p.m. and you're flirting and like this thing's gonna happen, I still feel like normally you have to put in the hours.
Yep.
Like at 3 p.m. you're both like, oh yeah, this is happening.
Right.
And it's still like you got to go to dinner. You got to go to the movie. You got to go for a drink at the movie because you can't seem too desperate. I think that's what it is. There's something about like, you want to get out of here? You want to just skip the rest of this day? Like, there's something about that that's like I don't know, desperation. Because whether you're auditioning or like trying to fuck somebody, I think desperation is often.
Remember A Beautiful Mind?
Not a thing. Of course, I remember.
Where he's like, look, we both know that the point of this evening is to have sexual intercourse. So how can we skip the rest of this and just go straight to that?
Yeah.
And she slaps him. But that's what both of them are probably thinking.
Yeah.
It's kind of a fucked up thing.
You're not allowed to do that.
If both have made the choice.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Maybe one side needs a little bit more time to get used to it. That's cool. I dig it. That's your goddamn right.
No, but I get it. But also some people, I fucking hate sex, all right?
I do not. I so do not.
I don't hate sex, but I hate how complicated it is because relationships are in general, and this is going to make me sound like a sociopath, but like interactions between people are like an amassment of every experience you've ever had in your life, you know? And everybody has their preferences. Like we talked about it once in the podcast. Like your family said, I love you all the time. My family never did, right? You can do that for everything. Did
we talk about that on the podcast?
Yeah, we did. But like you could also like eye contact, like touching, handshakes, like laughing, like how long you stay at the dinner table after you're done eating, like times a million. There's a million things that you have like these micro preferences over that someone else doesn't. And a certain amount of them will line up or not. And sex to me is the culmination of like all of that. All of your confidence, insecurities, everything that makes you a fucking person mixed with somebody else.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's a fucking minefield, man, because like some people, the point I'm making is some people, the dance is what it's all about. You know what I mean? And that's why you got to put in the movie and the time. And that's why you got to like do all the pre-foreplay, you know?
Yeah.
Like before you're even back at the apartment, like you can't just grab them or something like that and just make your move too big. It's like some people that have been in the game long enough.
Accidental hand touch.
Yeah, the pinky move.
The pinky move.
And like so for some people, it's like, I don't know, it's too boring otherwise. And they need that whole buildup because the buildup is better than the thing most of the time.
No.
It can be.
The build-up's fun, but it's not better than the thing.
Yeah, but
would you be happy just with the build-up? No, you wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't.
Would you be happy just with the thing? Yes, you would.
Yeah, but
Shut
I
the
would.
fuck
Yes,
up. Get out of here
but
with
the
that.
thing is better with the buildup.
Yes.
It's like if you come in and there's a steak here and you eat it, you're gonna be happy. But if like you're cooking the steak and you smell it,
No,
you know what I mean?
No,
Yes.
I don't want to cook my steak.
You just want to have it placed before you.
No, what I don't want is I don't want somebody to just come and jam it in my mouth. That's what I don't want.
But what about the steak?
I would like to. I guess the first slice of it and
Yes.
looking at it and seeing it that is better. If I were blind, then
God.
I wouldn't enjoy a steak as much.
Okay.
Okay, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, okay. So yes, I agree that like like just not cheating. Like let's not focus so much on cheating, but just sex in general in the opera world. It's late night rehearsals. You know, like it's 11, 12 p.m. At least in Germany, you're always having a beer after the show. You're in hotels. You're traveling. It's easy, but also you're being romantic on stage. And it's like that. The hardest thing about like breaking the ice with somebody, if you have an attraction to each other, right? Everything we're talking about today is 2020 consensual, okay? Everything's on the books, right?
Well, that's one of the issues. Look, that's one of the issues with these things because you are intimate on stage, right?
Yeah, but
one second. That means nothing.
Yeah.
That means nothing when it comes to actually being intimate in private life.
Yes.
You do not have a right.
Yes, yes, that's
You
completely
do not
true.
have a right to somebody's intimacy just because you had it on stage in private life. And the thing about it is...
It's so cringy to see, man.
Oh, yeah, totally. But the thing to remember is that it's fine. It's perfectly fine to ask out a colleague. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
The point is that it doesn't happen during work time. People meet at work all the time. Just if you want to ask somebody after a rehearsal, hey, do you want to go get a drink or something like that?
Yeah.
Perfectly fine. If you're doing it while somebody's trying to concentrate and do their goddamn job, that's the issue.
That's the thing. Well, and not crossing boundaries, because the hard thing about, and we've talked about it before on the podcast, so I'm going to just touch lightly on it. No pun intended. It's like you can't deny the fact that if you're intimate on stage with each other, you have broken down a psychological barrier.
Definitely.
As much as you want to be like, we're professionals and what happens on stage doesn't come off the stage, it's like it is easier to engage with that person. And I think you need to be more careful not to cross lines. You know what I mean? Because at like premiere parties, I always see people going up to other people. It's like, okay, the soprano was not intimate with me on stage. No. So it's like very much like shoulder to shoulder hug, hips out type of situation, right? But then like the tenor, whoever that she was, it's like it's very like,
of course,
it's already down the line. And I think and okay, two things. One, you got to be careful about doing that shit, right? Don't be a fucking creeper. But at the second time, you're fucking allowed to go down that road if you both want to. You know what I mean?
And it's not wrong for somebody to try to go down that wrong with you. That is another thing to recognize, right? Yeah. Just because you didn't want some sort of advance doesn't mean that it wasn't the right thing to do. I don't mean like somebody coming and grabbing you or something, but if somebody says, "Hey, would you want to go get a drink?" or "Hey, I think you're beautiful. Let's go get a drink."
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's always a way to politely get out of it. "Hey, no, sorry, I'm not really interested."
Yeah,
I mean, I want to continue professionally everything, but I'm not interested in that.
No, and I think it's
done.
Yeah, man. And the thing the advice I would give to anybody, gay, straight, man, woman, it happens to everybody in every combination.
Yeah,
I've
absolutely.
seen. And no matter which side of it you're on, if you're on the receiving end, it's like I would always say cut it off earlier rather than later.
If you're not interested.
If you're not interested and you see it coming, you know, and it's like,
it's awkward as fuck,
it's
but
fun.
do it.
It's fun to flirt and stuff like that, but it's like know where your line is and then stick to it. I've said that before on the show. Like just fucking stick to it. But people do date, you know. And you ever dated another singer?
Yeah.
Yeah, and how
miserable.
It's terrible, right?
It's miserable.
It's terrible every time.
Miserable.
I don't know. Some people. I'm sorry. I'm sure a lot of you listening are dating other singers.
No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't. It was miserable because. I mean, it just wasn't the best relationship
fucking hard,
ever.
man. It's difficult
but
because
I don't know if her being a singer is what caused the miserableness. I would say not.
From my situation, it definitely didn't help. You know,
really?
Yes, man. Because it matters. Like if you're both university students, I think that's way easier. You know, it's like what's complicated about that? I don't know. But if you're like in the professional world and you're both pursuing a career and you're both doing competitions and auditions and one's having more success than the other, or you have to face these decisions like where are we going to live? You know, you got a job over there. I got a job 400 kilometers away. Like who's going to take the hit? You know, you have to face that at some point in every singing relationship. Someone's got to sacrifice, right? And sometimes it's like, sometimes you guys are neck and neck. You know, or sometimes it's like someone's a goddamn fucking star and somebody has like no career. And then it's like you're always in the shadow of that. That stuff's hard, man.
Yeah.
And beyond all the career mindfuck stuff, it's like you're both just talking about singing all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with sex.
I don't know. Well, it does. It does. Because like, I think it's good. I like, this is just my preference. Because like I said, everyone has something different. So I'm not saying this is how it should be, but I'm just talking about myself, right? Is that like, if you have something that your partner doesn't know a lot about, it keeps you interesting. I don't know. It keeps some sort of aspect of respect there. It keeps the conversation interesting because you can teach them. You can like what your life is not exactly their life, so they're interested in hearing it. But if you're both singers and you see a show, you're like, yeah, I felt like the squealo he was getting like wasn't exactly like, you know, helping him out. I mean, like he really wasn't carrying over the orchestra. It's like he was just pinching just to pinch the sound, you know? She's like, yeah, I would disagree. I felt like his overtone. It's like, you really want to have that conversation with the person you're fucking?
Jump off the fucking balcony.
You know what I mean? Then you're going to go home and fuck after that?
Jump out of the third ring of the opera house down to the bottom and hope that your neck catches one of the seats. Odd.
And I know a lot of people do it and it works, but I think that's tough. But there's also complicated aspects of dating a non-singer, especially when they got to come to your show. Because I've never had it. Because for me,
but we're not talking about singer non-singer dating. We're talking about singer non-singer sex. And is a non-singer going to have sex a different way than a singer?
No, but I'm just saying
rhythm maybe.
Come on, I'm just saying like
I'm serious.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get there, but let me finish my thing first, all right? My thing I'm going to say is also, like, a big no-no for me is, like, jealousy, right? I'm not a jealous person. I don't want to, like, have a lot of jealousy with me. But when you date non-singers in the past, I've had problems with... Date non-singers. What? Date non-singers.
Oh, I thought you meant... Dating on some singers.
No, if you date non-singers, then, you know, and they come and they see a show of you doing stuff... I've never had a jealous partner, but I've definitely been the baritone that has made the Sopranos husband not like me.
Yeah.
And that's a weird thing. And you think that's helping the bedroom romance? They go home together?
It's not helping your personal romance, but it's certainly not helping theirs. But their romance is not your concern.
Yeah, but we're talking about everybody's
talking about you, though.
Me. All right, what do you want to know? What do you want to know?
No, you were the baritone who made their relationship a little bit more difficult because he went home and was like, so what was that all about? Right? Yeah. Not your problem.
No.
You're not having any less or poorer sex because of it.
Might be having better sex because
Might be having better sex because of it.
I think about that guy being upset and it gets me rock hard, dude. What do you want to say? You had something you wanted to say, huh?
No, I just, the episode is not relationships, it's sex.
Oh, it's sex and dating, kind of.
I guess so.
All right, well, then let's move it to the bedroom, Mike.
All right.
You want to take it to the bedroom?
Well, how do you get them to the bedroom? That's the thing. What are you doing to get them to the bedroom? Okay. That isn't a tough jump.
Well, something that's
I'd like to go to the bedroom to, hey, let's go to the bedroom.
Well, okay.
It's tougher for some than others.
Yes, I think what we talked about earlier, though, is like, you know, you can't be like, like, so we're gonna fuck or what's going on here? Like you can't pull that move, okay? Because it seems desperate and creepy. And sex is a lot about trust for anybody. Even if you're into like some like you love getting the shit kicked out of you, like that's cool. But that takes more trust than normal sex. You know what I mean?
And something we didn't talk about is like why people were attracted to other people, and and confidence and competence are a big thing, right?
Of course.
Now, if you're in the opera world and you are a tenor singing a main role,
sure.
You normally are a pretty damn confident person. Mm-hmm. And if you got the job, then you're probably a pretty competent person. Sure. That means a lot of people are going to be attracted to you.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Another reason why maybe it's that way more in the theater world.
I think so. Like you see people on stage and things that people like that. And they're attracted, I don't think, to like, it's not like a power thing. It's like more of like, I think you said, like you stand up there and it's a confident thing. Just like if someone delivered a speech well or a presentation well, it's like, you're like, yeah, man, like that person did it. Even if
let's go to the bedroom.
Tells a good story. But when I was younger, like if I can go back in time and I wanted to like up my stats back in the day.
How, dude?
The difference I would make is like you got to recognize a situation that is very obviously like, you know, this is getting sexual, whether you want it or don't want it. You know what I mean? Don't be naive to that. If you don't want it and you're going to someone's hotel room at 4 a.m. to watch like Talladega Nights, you know what I mean? Like, is that normal?
No, of course it's not normal. And
yeah, so you have to recognize
that. Of course, should be like one of the signs of signs.
Yeah, yes.
But, you know, I can think back to memories where somebody was flirting hard.
Yeah.
Being touchy-feely.
Sure.
Like flirty, touchy-feely. Yeah. It's clear. The lights are on the runway. Mm-hmm. You're called in for the landing. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you have to abort. And this is more of a problem for men than it is for women.
Yeah.
Because women are normally the ones who control that, want to do all the flirting and then abort. Yeah. But you don't got a choice, dudes. You just got to fucking pull back on that joystick and.
Jesus Christ.
I meant the joystick of the airplane.
Oh, I see.
But you could call a dick a joystick.
Sure.
That sounds perfect, actually.
No, I think.
And the vagina cockpit. Oh!
I think. No, I think though having like.
Joystick and cockpit.
I think one of the reasons also you don't say that like we're gonna go home and we're gonna do this thing or what is like one that's creepy as fuck, but two is I think it's best just to do a progression. Like the 16-year-old thing, like you got to shoot your shot, man. Where you're standing at a party and you just lean in to kiss them. That's not a good idea. I wouldn't do that. You know, I would do.
It depends on how much of. So you were talking about like the build up, the normal play.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you establish contact, like you've touched each other, like you got like the lingering eye contact.
The lean in.
You know what I mean?
Is something is a card that is played too early by amateurs.
Yeah. Move the hair out of the face and see if you get a pullback first.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's like an innocent move.
That's a tough one too, dude.
Yeah, but
it's not innocent.
Yes, it's not, but it's not kissing somebody on their goddamn mouth.
That's right.
Okay? Move the hair out of the face and you get a pullback. You're like, I'm not putting my lips in there.
You gotta do like the playful like arm, like you take your arm and you bump their arm or like you put it up on their shoulder or something like that.
Yeah.
Not leave it there, but you do like a pat and rub. Like a pat and
rub.
You know what I mean?
It's just establishing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you break the barrier of like because it's so weird that like society's fucking weird because everybody has sex. Everybody has sex. You know what I mean? For the most part.
Birds do it.
But
bees do it. You don't know that song?
No, but I was gonna let you go on if you wanted to.
Even something fleas do it.
Okay, sounds good.
You don't know that song?
Strong lyrics, man. Really, really, really thought provoking. Okay. But like,
sex talk.
I just mean like. Everybody fucks, but like society, and it's normal, it should be this way, but it's like you don't fucking touch other people. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so that's a strong fucking rule. You don't touch other people. You know what I mean? And so you got to break down that thick sociological fucking wall first, right? Yeah. Before you lean in and put your lips on someone else's lips, the most intimate part of your body, right? Bill Burr said it, right? He's like, whatever goes in your mouth is fuck yes or fuck no. There's no like, what do you say? Like, balls. Like, it's like it's yes or no. And before you go putting your mouth on someone else's mouth, you know what I mean? Like you take the fucking necessary steps to lead up to it, right?
That being said, mistakes are also made. And I think both parties should be aware.
Yeah. And don't be afraid of rejection.
It's not a science. It's not a science. It is very much in the gray.
Well, and don't be afraid of rejection. That's the most important part to success, no matter if you're podcasting, like trying to get yourself laid or doing auditions. Don't be afraid of, did I say success? Failure. No, don't be afraid to fail. Okay. So, an important part of success is not being afraid to fail.
Right.
You know what I mean? For anybody, anyone would tell you that, athlete or not, it's like if you're afraid to fucking get rejected, yeah, you know, you're
probably going to get rejected.
Well, you're not going to take a shot.
Right.
You miss 100% of the shots that you don't fucking make.
Hey, by the way, Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, that,
Jesus
that
Christ.
That came out of nowhere. I didn't realize how young that guy was. He was only like 41.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. And
something like that.
Three girls or 3 kids. I think they're all girls. Man,
like 5 people died in the helicopter. Him, his daughter, a baseball coach, his wife, and his 2 daughters, I think, or somewhere in the playground. Fucked up, dude. If you got someone you care about, man, don't fight over that little shit, you know? Just fucking, you can go away. You can go away at any time. I almost die all the time, dude. Just walking on the streets, you know? Mike's driving his car. We all almost die. Fucking nuts, dude.
Up, dude.
Mike has a huge fucking car, and he drives this thing like a go-kart. It's nuts, man.
You're full of shit. No, I don't. Bullshit.
Don't get so upset, dude. All right, look, we got a lot of shit to get to.
Fucking crazy.
Look, let's get into it. Okay, so
you drive it way. I don't let you drive my car anymore because you sit way too close to the gas, and you have no sensitivity to how fast you're going when you do that.
It's not
true at all, man.
You
gotta use your toe. Yes, you sit way too fucking close to me. You're way bigger than me, and I have to put the seat back.
Yeah, but I bet my legs are as long as your legs are. I'm all torso.
It's bullshit, dude. All of this is such bullshit. Whatever.
All right, man.
I'm now offended.
I'm like Hank Hill's dad. Do we ever
find out? Cotton Hill. Cotton Hill.
Oh my God! All right, look.
You little girl, Hank.
So Mike and I just wanted to jam on sex and dating a bit today. I'm gonna slowly progress to some of our other things. You got anything else you wanna bring up about it?
I mean, we were talking about the sex moves last season.
Yeah. Well, that's the next thing we'll do. But let me think about it.
But honestly, some of them were. we had to decide how close Howard Stern are we going to let this show get sometimes?
Yeah, look, I mean, and we get emails, and like I've said it before on the show, but we get emails all the time of people like trying to guide the content of the show. You guys swear too much. I love how much you guys fucking swear. Can you guys talk about composers more? Can you talk about operas more? We just want the expose of your life. Can you tell more stories? Can you fucking have more guests?
And honestly, there is a simple answer to all of those, and that's fuck off. Fuck off. You want to do a show like that?
Fucking
then go do
free,
a show.
man.
Then go do a show like that.
Well, and like you don't have to listen to a whole episode. Enjoy 20 minutes, and when you get bored, shut it the
and
fuck
when you
up,
hear that
man.
one fuck too much, then say, all right, maybe next week. But I mean, seriously, I've never gotten that.
Yeah.
I've never really gotten that. I guess.
You know,
why do they think that
I don't
we
know.
should change what we're doing?
well, that's just the world we live in. It's like I don't know. If we were selling this, then I would understand it. You know, like when our sponsors talk about our sponsor stuff, there's more room for that. It's like I'll listen to it more. But it's like if you're consuming free content, how upset can you fucking be? Anyway. You know something I do want to talk about?
What's that?
In the world of opera singers and dating is a lot of approaching someone is not done, because you and I are a bit old school, because we talk a lot about like the premiere party or after rehearsal in the cantina, but actually a lot of that shit is just Instagram, you know? Like slipping into the DMs, right? Like they post some story and you send that fucking clap emoji, you know, to let them know that you're interested.
There it is.
You know? You send the fire emoji, and then after a couple of those, you send the fucking like heart eye emoji, you know,
the heart eye kiss,
and then
emoji.
they know what you want, right? It's a weird fucking world. It'd be good, man. We should go back to we should just because everything goes full circle, right? We've ended up back in the room we started in. We should all just go back to like fucking mating calls, okay?
Well, look, I just feel.
What would your mating call be?
What did you say? I say all the time. There's something that I say.
What?
Your mating call would be
Yeah. No, because a mating call shows off your like your quality. You know what I mean?
Big dick here. I would be like a popcorn salesman at a baseball game.
Yeah. Would it be words though? I guess you'd have to say words, right?
No, you don't have to. I mean,
like if opera singers,
mine of course would be this disgusting high pingy voice.
That's what I mean. If opera singers had mating calls, you would just be showing off the best quality of your voice. You know, like I'd be like, I'd just be trying to like a fucking prairie dog. You know, just hooking.
Well, I would probably never get laid if that were the
you'd be
case,
like,
if I.
Like you close your lips and just make it explode
you
out.
think that's an attractive sound?
No, you're just showing like.
But evolutionarily, people would be like, that guy cuts. That sounds going to cut.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If you were mating based on like your best vocal quality, like if you had warmth, like if you were like a low bass, you'd be like.
Be going.
You'd be like, God, like squeal on that guy. You know, that'd be good. Like if you had some whistle tone, you just pop that out. You know, if you had coloratura, that'd be your mating call.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely,
what I mean? Absolutely. All right, look, we actually got a lot of shit, so we gotta get moving here. All right, so
I tried to transition to.
I know. I'm sorry, man. We haven't done this in a long time, so it's like it's easy to talk a lot.
We're off.
We're not off. It's just I want to do like a 3-hour fucking podcast.
So talks a lot.
Okay, look. Last time, let's just check. So Mike and I have been teasing some moves here, and first I want to give you. Do we give him the Jack Horner first?
I guess so.
Okay, look. If you're listening, this is man, woman, gay, straight, trans, whatever. This works on everybody. Okay.
Yeah, because you can for the woman it works, and for the man it works. It doesn't matter what
any
you're
combination, and it works for 3 people. You can do like a ring. You can like orgy. It's like it's universal. It's like a universal outlet. You plug it in anywhere. Okay.
And from what I understand, I mean a straight woman doing it to a straight guy would be a bit more of a complicated thing, because straight guys are normally a little bit protective of their buttholes.
Yeah,
right?
it would be a rarity, but it could definitely happen.
But from what I understand, from what I'm told, it would that's
the pleasure zone. Yeah, the prostate in there. That's the male G
one
spot.
Of those things, dude.
Yep. All right, look, Mike, can you tell the Jack Horner poem? Do you still remember it?
Little Jack Horner sat in the corner eating his Christmas pie. He stuck in his thumb and pulled out a plum and said, "What a good boy am I."
You put no spice on the end of it, man.
What a good boy am I.
Yes, dude.
Little Jack Horner sat in a corner eating a Christmas pie. He put in his thumb and pulled out a plum and said, "Wow!
Yes, dude.
Is that better?
This is season 3, man.
Season 3, you gotta
Jesus fucking Christ,
pour on
put
the
some sauce on it.
spice.
Look, all right. So the Jack Horner, this is gonna save your marriage, all right? Whoever's listening, all right?
Maybe choke on beer.
Yeah. Okay, so you got to be in the spoon position, okay? So there's a little spoon and a big spoon, all right? And then
He or she has to be the little spoon.
little spoon is the receiver of the move,
Right.
okay? So then you got to slip the hand through if you're closed under the pants, but works better. if you're
No, you
naked.
don't do it. Come on. Don't be.
No, dude, one of the strengths of the Jack Horner is that you can have a tight pair of jeans on and it's still going to work. You can't get in the front, but you can get in the back if you do this move, okay? I'm telling you, dude, Jack Horner. All right, so anyway, you slide back and then you insert the thumb wherever you want, right? But wherever they want it to
He
go.
put in his thumb,
You put in the thumb,
pulled out a plum.
right? And then you got your whole, opposable thumbs are what fucking set us apart from the animal kingdom. You guys understand? And you're not using them in the bedroom, all right?
And that is the strongest of all the
Yes, it's the most dexterous, if that's a word. Dexterous.
dexterous, I think.
It has the most dexterity.
Yeah, it has the most dexterity.
And then you still got 4 fingers in front to do whatever you want to do. You can rat-a-tat-tat. You can flick the bean, whatever you want, man. Look.
Give me the bean, boys, and free my soul.
Okay. Jack Horner, okay, it will save your
No, the
relationship.
thing is, if it's a guy going with a woman, I
Yeah.
think it's best performed.
Yeah.
I don't think it's best performed spoon. I think
Oh,
person
yeah?
on their belly.
Yeah, that's also, it has
person on
many
their
variations.
belly, thumb in,
Yeah.
going down.
Yeah.
Like towards the belly, because that gets the woman. That gets the woman's G-spot. That's where the prostate.
It
is
also, it's very ergonomically like efficient because it's like, you know what I mean? Because if you have to come in the front, it's like the wrist is in a weird place, especially if there's pants in the equation.
That's right.
But if you hold your arm out straight and your thumb straight up, this is how your arm wants to be. Okay,
Yeah.
This is just fucking anatomically correct. This is the way it was intended to be. Mike.
I'm not complaining, dude. I think it is the way.
Someone out there, bust out the Jack Horner. Write us in a thank you letter. Okay.
Sat in his corner.
I await your thank you letter.
I was a little. I gotta say, I've not been.
When I first did it to Mike, man, he was speechless. I tell you.
No, what was I gonna say? I was questioning whether we should talk about this.
The Jack Horner.
Well, yeah, you find a good one like the Jack Horner.
No,
tell your friends.
Yeah. That's a good move, but
It's a good move, and you don't necessarily just want to give it to the world, but because it's like you'll flood the market.
yeah.
Everybody will be expecting the Jack Horner, and the people who don't know about the Jack Horner are going to be shit out of luck.
Yeah. No, I get it, but like, I don't know. I'm just trying to leave something behind in this world. I'm just trying to leave some good behind in this world before I leave it. I know what you mean, man, because that's your move,
That's your move.
But Mike and I got some other things in the works, so
I don't know whose move it is. I think I've been doing it for a while too, dude.
yeah. But I know when I invented it. Okay, I remember that night. It was a moonlit night. Okay, it was a full moon, and I remember it. And I was like, "What if?"
What if?
Like all the great inventors of human history. Okay,
Just a light bulb.
for a moment, Edison, Einstein, okay, fucking Benjamin Franklin. I was
we
I was
skipped a
amongst them
step.
for
We skipped a step.
but a moment. What?
We said,
Yeah.
that's what you do when you get. That's what you can do when you get them in the bedroom.
Yeah. Sure.
How do you get them in the bedroom? What about the pickup lines?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's get to that.
Yeah,
Okay.
see?
So we had a contest on Instagram. I gotta send somebody
Which
some
I didn't
stickers.
fucking see it
Well,
on Instagram.
Yes, on Instagram, man. So
Jesus.
let me log on here. So we had a contest on Instagram. I just asked people to give us the best opera pickup lines. And then the one with the most votes was going to win some stickers. Here we go.
Some stickers. Which one is it?
It's that one, dude, right there. Boom.
Oh.
Okay. So I'm going to read some of them. I'm not going to go all of them. And then I'll read you the winner at the end. Okay. So I threw one in the mix, right? I said they call me Herod because if you dance for me, I'll give you head. I thought that one was just out there. It was easy.
Not bad.
I just wanted to get it started. I wasn't
not
trying
bad.
too hard. All right. Then this guy's, he said, I have to say, you're a rather feminine Zarastro. They call me Tamino, and I will try my best to get into your temple of wisdom using my magic flute tonight. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
It's not bad.
Let's see. I'm skipping down. This guy said, "Are you a Verdi aria for baritone because you're so hard to get and I want you so bad?"
That's not bad either.
Yeah, but Puccini would have been the better joke.
Why?
Because there's lots of Verdi baritone arias, but Puccini has one baritone aria. Questo
okay.
Amore. Questo Amore is the only baritone aria. There's no other baritone arias. Marcello, all these great baritone roles. Chenard has an aria, but it's not. I don't give a shit.
No, not really.
Bohemian, yeah, but like Collina has an aria, but like that's a bass. But there's no good. Questo Amore is beautiful, but that typical Puccini shit, there's like nothing for baritone. Okay, I'll read you a couple more. This girl said, "I'm not into the whole Schirmer look, pretentious and full of mistakes." And then she said, "You're like a brand new recording score. I want to leave my marks all over you and let nobody touch." That's good.
Okay, that's not
good.
bad.
This girl
It's
said,
a little jealous. It's a little jealous for my taste.
No, I like it though, because like she's gonna scratch your back and let nobody else touch you.
Right. No, nobody else touch you. It's a little jealous.
Yeah, true. I would have said something like, "I want to leave my marks all over you and let nobody else open you up," or something. I don't know.
You're like a
But
Baron Rider score. I want to put my dick in you.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. This girl says, "Hey girl, are you a review? Because I want to spend all night impressing you and then ignore you in the morning."
Oh God.
That's good.
That's not bad.
Sorry, this is not.
But you're not going to get him.
No, this is a guy. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
You're not going to get
hard to see
him
from these
with
pictures.
ignoring him in the morning if you admit that. It's got to be one that can kind of work.
Nah, it depends on who it is, right? And then this one at the end. I actually like this. This one only got 5 likes, but it's, "Are you a Mozart aria because you take my breath away?" I thought that was clever, dude.
Okay.
But then the winning one is, "Are you a practice room because I want you and hope you're not taken?"
Oh, that's good.
And then it has a follow-up. You say, "Also, you're unbelievably hot and make me feel self-conscious." So
all of those. Whoa, who did that?
okay, I'll call you out. This is, let me click on the profile here. This is Alejandro Navarrete Ulloa.
Where's
Just
he
your
from?
friendly neighborhood baritone.
I see him. I see you.
Anyway,
I see you, Alejandro.
Alejandro, we're going to send you some stickers, brah. Okay,
Dude,
cool,
you're
man.
like me. You got a big Adam's apple, dude, and I like it.
So you do the opera.
That'll get you far in this world.
You do the opera pickup line. You give him the Jack Horner, and then you better start planning your wedding. So moving on.
I really like that. You're also hot and make me self-conscious.
That's a follow-up. It's good if you got a follow-up. Yeah.
That's
Are you
really
practicing because
good.
I want you and I hope you're not taken? That is good. That might actually fucking work. That's a good one. I like it. Congrats, man.
Alejandro.
We'll send you some fucking sticks. Okay, so let's move on here. I think that's everything we wanted to talk about. Okay, Mike and I also been talking about a poo party, which Mike built up, but it's not that funny, Mike.
Oh my God, it's hilarious.
It's not. It's mildly funny.
No, because everybody thinks one thing of it and it's a different thing.
All right, what it is everybody wears a red T-shirt and no pants. Okay?
Right? Everybody thinks it has something to do with poo.
No, it's Winnie the Pooh. Okay, it's
Winnie the Pooh. It's a party where just everybody wears no pants and a red T-shirt. I love it.
When I was in university, this is gonna be a long podcast. Fuck. Okay, it's just gonna happen. When I was in university, there was always these themed parties. You know what I mean? Like, did you have that like at your university? Like black light parties, like toga parties.
Well, we
like
had
blah,
Edward
blah,
40
blah.
hams.
Yeah, of course, that shit. Pool party would have been in the mix. Like a red T-shirt and white briefs. That you could actually do, right?
Yeah, totally.
That people could actually do. But you have to have some other element that involves drinking. So red shirt, white briefs, and then there has to be like everyone drinks out of a honey pot or something like that. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
Like everyone drinks 2-liter beer out of a honey pot.
Can it not just be that the party is that and then you drink? I mean, a toga party doesn't have anything else.
One of my
to
favorite
it.
theme parties we used to do is a wizard party. You know what that is?
No.
You drink only canned beer, and then every time you drink a can of beer, you duct tape it on top of the last one you drank, and whoever has the biggest wizard staff makes the rules.
Awesome.
Right? And so you got like,
amazing.
by the end, you got some dude standing there with like 12 beers, like with like a fucking Triton with like 3 things on top.
That's hilarious.
And he's like, every time you swear, you have to. Those were great, dude. I love those.
That's really good.
All right, look. So something that's
Jared wrote his notes on a paper plate.
Yeah, fuck it, dude. You guys are gonna trip balls once we get cameras going on. You see the fucking shenanigans we're doing while we're recording. New thing, season 3. We're starting to do ads. We're going to promote some stuff that we think is cool in the opera world. If you're interested in collaborating with us, let us know. And today we're going to be talking about an app that you can download on your phone.
Opera Radar.
Opera Radar. It's OPERADAR. Opera, like the German word Opera Radar, right?
Yeah.
Opera Radar.
Yeah.
Check it out. Mike and I downloaded it. We started using it. We've actually been in contact with the creator.
Which he told me the great thing about this guy, and this is the sort of people that we want to push on this show because it's the reason that we got into it. He's doing it because it was just a labor of love, right?
Yeah.
He told me the story. He loves Cavalleria Rusticana, right? Loves the show, and just got into. He's like, where can I go see this? Where's it gonna be?
Yeah.
And then thought to himself, he's like, oh, I could just start looking randomly on websites or something like that. He's like, but what if I had an app where you could just type in the opera and it shows you where around the world it's playing and when.
Yeah.
Takes you to a place that you can get the tickets. It does everything. Gives you all the information that you need. Great app.
Yeah, it's called Opera Radar. You can download it at the Play Store. It's the only one like it, so it's very easy to find. It's red, and then there's a picture of opera glasses. It's easy to find. And it's very intuitive. When you open up the app, there's just 3 buttons: search, rarities, premieres. So it shows you world premieres, operas that are new, if you want to see a work that's never been done before. Rarities, which I guess are
What's your
operas
favorite? My
done.
favorite part is the opera rarities thing.
Yeah.
Because for instance, Pittsburgh, I just looked at the opera rarities, and there's one for the Pittsburgh Opera. And it's called The Last American Hammer.
Okay.
Right?
Cool.
Really interesting piece.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have known about it otherwise, but because this guy had the presence of mind to say, oh, yeah, we want to put stuff here that is that's new and interesting.
Yeah.
I all of a sudden knew about it. It's really, really great.
So, you go under the search section and you can search by composer name. So if you want to see like some Wagner, you want to see some Puccini, you search that. You can search by the opera title. You want to see La Bohème. You can of course search by city or date. So if you're in a new city, you can just search for your location and see what's near you. Or you can search by a company name. It's just a one-stop shop for that stuff. So Opera Radar, go check it out. It's available on the Play Store.
And they've got all kinds of different things.
And it's free. Free to download.
It's free to download.
Yeah.
So Operator, thank you for your sponsorship today.
Yes.
We're happy to push that product. It's a good one.
Yes, and if you're interested in collaborating with us, please just drop us an email at sexdrugsandopera@gmail.com. Otherwise, if you're interested in supporting us, of course, our Patreon page is still open. We're working on ramping that up this year. And at the end of the show today, we'll talk a little about our secret sponsor section, which is also having a bunch of upgrades. But for now, it's time.
Thanks to our sponsors, by the way, because the new cameras that got in, which they are gorgeous.
Yeah, that's you guys. And
that's
so
you guys.
I know that it gets a bit slow during the break, but we've just been preparing to blow shit up. All right.
But also, speaking of sponsors, we've got a new thing that we're instituting this year to make the sponsor content more regular. Every year, every release of a podcast, there will also be a secret sponsor podcast release.
Yeah.
Oftentimes related to in some way to the normal podcast, so that if you just need more of my chocolatey voice, then you can hop on over there and get it.
So this season we're starting something new where we record the standard podcast, and then on the same day we record. I know
Isn't that exactly what I just
but you
said?
said it in a strange way, so I'm saying it a bit more clearly. And so then afterwards we record a secret sponsor podcast that's usually paired with whatever the main theme was. So that means there's always an equal amount of standard podcast and secret sponsor podcast for the season. All right, so we're gonna do some Fach Fiction. You ready for this shit, Mike?
Ooh.
So I think this is the third one we've done by now.
Yeah.
This is another Fach Fiction from Rachel Duval out in New York City. And
she's the fucking Stephen King or not the Stephen King that oh man.
You trying to name one author?
I'm trying to name one author that has anything to do with no, she's the
who wrote 50 Shades of Grey.
To Fach Fiction what Stephen King is to psychological
J.K.
thriller.
Rowling of smutty
opera shit. You're
All
a
right.
smut queen,
Look,
Rachel.
But listen, I usually read these in advance, but shit's been so crazy lately. I'm gonna have to do a sight read of this one. So I hope I don't fuck this up too much.
I hope you don't either,
Mike. I hope you're ready to go for the ride. Oh yeah, you remember that shit? Oh, it's time for Fach Fiction, baby. Don't break that shit, Michael Pegger. All right, this is Fach Fiction number 3. This is called Rehearsing after hours.
See, that's exactly what we were talking about.
Yeah. Okay, you ready, Mike?
Yep.
So just sit back, all right? This is a long one, so everyone's just going to have to fucking get comfortable, okay? Tuck your dick up into your waistband there. Just get ready, all right?
Rachel, you do this.
Okay. So we're both going to be surprised by this ending because, like I said, I got to sight read this thing, all right? Want to grab a coffee and talk about how we're going to do that scene? Gerard asked Katrine, his stunningly graceful co-star. Katrine, how do you say it in English? Katrina. Katrina had risen to
Hurricane.
Katrina had risen to the heights of opera stardom at a remarkable pace, both for her beauty and her formidable musicality. Gerard was completely in awe of her. 10 years older and a formal electrician, he had come to opera late when a friend dared him to learn an aria as a party trick. He picked up Nessun Dorma because it was the only thing he knew and found that some part of him awakened when he sang it.
Oof.
5 years and an exclusive contract with top management later, he was singing on international stages with colleagues who had been living and breathing opera for decades. It was intimidating. But Katrina. Okay. But Katrina didn't care at all that Gerard came from a different background. In fact, she found his straight-talking, working man attitude refreshing in the sea of sycophants and charlatans. Sorry, I don't know that word.
Sycophants, yeah.
Okay, sycophants and charlatans. Yes, I would love a coffee, she said with a smile. When works for you? How about now? Gerard replied. Sure, of course, Katrina purred in her thick Latvian accent.
Purred.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
purred?
dude. Yeah, I didn't know she had a Latvian accent. I gotta go back and do that again. Yes, I would love a coffee.
Oh, God. All right, let's
Okay, sorry,
maybe you leave that
okay.
away.
Okay. The two walked in silence. The two walked in silence for a bit, enjoying a still moment on the cold winter evening. Katrina shivered a little, and Gerard put his arm around her. There's a spot up here, he pointed ahead. Your coat isn't sufficient. I know, she laughed, and I'm from cold weather. You think I'd remember what a German winter feels like, but I've spent too many years away. The two co-stars laughed and chatted about their lives, but when they arrived at the cafe, it was closed.
Why did this end up in Germany?
No, it's not in Germany. She just said German winters. Or maybe it's in Germany. I don't know,
Wait,
man.
she's from Latvia.
Who gives a shit,
They
dude?
must
Just
be
listen.
singing in Germany, I'm just saying.
All right, man.
Okay, go.
The cafe's closed, all right?
Okay.
He has his arm around her. We're at the cafe now, all
Sorry,
right?
I just had to clear it up.
Interrupting son of a bitch. All right. Now we're getting into the heat of it now, okay? So you gotta tuck your dick back, all right?
Continue with the story.
I'm backing up here. The two co-stars laughed and chatted about their lives, but when they arrived at the cafe, it was closed. Shit, Gerard said. They close early on Fridays. I forgot. Listen, my apartment is right above here. Can I make you some tea?
Wait, who just said that?
Gerard, dude.
Gerard, it was a play. He did it. He said...
You think so?
Of course he did.
All right. No,
Of course he did.
Don't break the momentum, okay?
Sorry,
Shit's
dude.
getting hot
Sorry.
and heavy here.
I'm just calling out Gerard.
Yeah, you're being Jack, all right? All right. Katrina smiled. Had this been his plan all along?
Of course.
To get her alone in his flat? She wasn't sure. And she wasn't sure that she cared.
Oh.
That sounds delightful.
That sounds delightful.
Gerard's management always found him amazing places to stay. He hated hotels, so they booked him adorable apartments. He lit the candles he always traveled with and started the kettle. So, said Katrina, what are we going to do about this sexy scene? I don't love the way she blocked it, but we have to make it beautiful. Gerard loved the way she talked. Well, why don't we just try it a few ways then, he responded. We'll find something that works. They cleared away the little salon floor and put on a recording Katrina had on her phone. They marked and walked through the Saint-Supplice scene from Manon a few times as the director had blocked it. I'm not sure, Katrina said, clearly frustrated at the lack of progress. It just doesn't feel right. I know, he replied, running his rough hands through his wavy black hair, clearly irritated at their lack of progress as well. But was it just frustration at the mediocre blocking, or was there something more? Katrina quickly took his hand in hers and started in the middle of the scene, a cappella this time. Ne sais plus, maman, she sang softly, staring in his eyes this time, searching them to see if he felt the same heat coursing through him. She startled him by being so bold. He went along with it, feeling himself entranced by her. That voice, even when marking, was like listening to ice forming on a window, soft, clear, almost wet. He swallowed and began singing his part with a fever he had never felt. Suddenly he felt Katrina's hands winding around his body, and he couldn't help himself. He ripped open her shirt.
What?
Yeah, dude.
All of a sudden?
Enfin, she sang in perfect time. Ah, Manon. The 6-foot-tall tenor fell to his knees as the scene came to its climax and unzipped the back of her skirt, tearing it off of her. He looked up at her as they sang the final bars, Je t'aime, and spread her legs, running his nails up the inside of her thighs.
What the fuck, Rachel?
Just chill, bro. Yes, she sighed as he stopped just before her panties. He looked up at her face. I never made the tea, he whispered in his thick... Wait, I never made the tea, he whispered, his thick hands frozen on her legs. She smiled, grateful that he stopped before they went any further without asking her. But she placed her fingers on his hands, guiding them up until she had helped his fingers inside of her.
Kinda need a beer here.
Gerard stood up and scooped his other hand around her back, carrying her to the bed as she began to moan. The tea can wait.
Oh, man. Rachel is starting to get a little bolder.
Yeah, I like it, dude. I like it.
Rachel is starting to get a little bolder with these things.
She's starting to trust it. That's good.
Next time we're going to be... As it slipped in balls deep.
His balls splattered against her like an omelet that fell off the back of a breakfast truck.
Like buoys slapping up against the side of a boat.
like a bag filled of oil being dropped from a second-story bungalow.
Matt, I gotta say though,
Yeah?
look, this is a little it was a private time. They were talking about
Yeah,
a professional thing.
yeah.
Gerard here made a bold move.
Well,
As the Irish would say, oh, he's a bold man. He's a bold man.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, Gerard, it's a bold man you are.
he could have had one more step first to make sure.
I'd
you know?
say so.
You know,
Instead of ripping open her shirt, that was his first move.
Yeah.
They were rehearsing.
Yeah.
Gerard, I'm just saying.
Gerard,
For real, you might want to consider
Yeah.
another step in there because that was dangerous.
Yeah.
Had she not wanted that,
Yeah.
things would have gone down differently for you, dude. That
Like-
international career of yours is fucking gone.
Like, I read this meme once about, like, this girl made a tweet, and she was like, one of the smoothest moves I've ever seen is, like, a guy, when I was in 4th grade, was like, in the movies, he's like, do you want to kiss? And she was like, what? And then he pulled out a bag of Hershey Kisses, and he's like, do you want to kiss? Right?
Oh, nice.
Like, you got to have a plan B, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so your first move always has to be something that is like, because if you rip open a woman's shirt, you're committed to that path. There is no like, no, it's not that.
I guess he could have fallen back on, I'm sorry.
You know what I mean?
Hey, buddy.
Hey everybody, Jared Eyes here, coming back at you solo. Sorry, we had to take a bit break. We told you Mike's son Jack is sick. He busted in here with some like really bad stomach pain, but kind of low. So Mike actually took him to the doctor to check it out and see. It's better be safe than sorry with this stuff with kids. So, you know, this is how it is. We always do our best to like keep these podcasts coming out every 2 weeks. But for those of you that are either parents, family people, or performers, you know how busy life is and how hard it is to do stuff like this uninterrupted sometimes. So this is life. It happens. It's why you like the fucking podcast, right? A glimpse into the real fucking world. Anyway, this is weird doing the solo without Mike. I'm just going to wrap it up. Look, Rachel, sorry. We wanted to jam more on the Fach Fiction, but life happens. So write us another one. We're waiting for another one. Every time you got one, we'll find a way to squeeze it onto the podcast. Anyway, for you guys listening, I hope you enjoyed the podcast today. We're getting back into it. We talked a little bit about sex and dating today. We also talked about Opera Radar, this app. Go check it out from the App Store. Download it. It keeps you updated on shows, times. Also, it links to be able to buy tickets. It's kind of a way to consolidate that into one place. And we're going to record a secret sponsored podcast either later today or maybe tomorrow, depending on how everything goes with Jack. So be sure to check that out in the secret sponsor section. If you want to become a supporter of us, go on to Patreon, and with a small monthly contribution, you can have access to our secret sponsor section, which starting this season will just be kind of like a mirror of the standard podcast. So you're going to basically have an extended hour or more episode topped onto each standard podcast. Anyway, I guess that's it. We're going to come back at you in 2 weeks. We got a lot of cool stuff planned this season, but a lot of it's still in the works, so we're going to mention it more as it comes along. We got some cool guests and stuff like that coming up. So, yeah, excited to be back in it. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.